Alright, so what's up, guys? Oh my god, that was a little messed up today. But today we're gonna work on Mustang with Jacob. We just need to figure out why it's running rough. Like, it starts, it runs on its own, it has oil pressure, which is all good. But we need to see why she's like running bad, her throttle response isn't good, and a couple of those things. Once we figure that stuff out, then we can put everything back together and then get her ready for paint. And she's basically done at that point. But yeah, so we fixed the throttle position. So that voltage right there is what the throttle position should be at close. That is what we're getting to it. Now if we unplug this ground, it jumps all the way to 3.48. So that means that the computer thinks that the throttle is almost fully open because the voltage supply is 4.95. So once this reaches 5, it's going to cut off. So you're going to get about halfway through the pedal, and then it's just going to bog out because it thinks you're at full throttle. So yeah, that's how I fixed that, because apparently that ground's not hooked up. So just run a different ground and it works. Now we need to see if the timing is off, because the throttle cable kills the car, and it backfires a lot. So we need to see what's up with the timing and go from there and figure that out. Hopefully she runs better and stops backfiring and stuff like that. So once we play around with the timing, hopefully she should run perfectly smooth. And then from there we can start putting the rad supports, or like the top mounts on, start zap strapping all these wires off, put the fuse panel back in, and then properly wire the things that we have wired up right now. Okay, so we figured out that this was a little bit too advanced, so it was turned this way. So when you time this car, you have to pull this out. This thing advances and retards the timing when it's running. So when you pull that out, it leaves it at a set point, and then with the timing light you should be able to see it. So I don't know if you guys can see from this angle, but that blue part there, when you mark the harmonic balancer and you time the light, it should flash at the top of that point. So it does right now. It runs good. Runs good, throttle seems to be responsive. It's probably not that responsive right now because she's cold and we're dumping way too much fuel, because she's just backfiring like crazy, like out of each side, just bang, 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 bang. So I'm gonna turn that fuel pressure down a little bit and see if we can get her to stop backfiring. And if she does that, then all we have to do is start wiring this up properly and start putting this stuff back. And then I think the engine work is done from there. We have to let her run for about an hour, get her all warmed up, get all that assembly oil and like just all that material that's in there that needs to come out. Let it run, drain the oil, put the good oil we have in, and then after our first event, we'll do another oil change. And then from there, we'll do an oil change every like 2 events. But yeah, she seems to be good. Way better than she was before. She still dies under throttle, but that's because I'm giving it like full throttle, too much gas, and she's cold. So I'm gonna turn that fuel pressure regulator down a little bit, and then we're gonna see how she runs from there. So she's we got her kind of running good. She's just backfiring all the time. She's backfiring out of the intake, so that's not good. So I called Summit to figure out what the timing suggestion is for this cam, and they recommended me to comp cam so they could tell me. So I'm just on hold with them, and Jacob is wiring up his loud horn, and yeah, oh, nice switches.
Thanks, appreciate it. Made it myself. The whole switch I made
myself.
What's
the big one?
It controls, it's like a Bluetooth adapter, and it controls the Bluetooth.
Yeah, fancy stuff. So while I'm still on hold, Jacob fixed his horn. So now we can honk at people in traffic when they cut him off.
Oh, I could be an asshole again.
Service that we provide.
I'm just gonna rev.
Ask to speak with our technical services manager.
It's taking
At
too
the Current
long.
Performance Group, we're dedicated to not only providing you with the best product, but also
Okay, so we're still waiting, and we don't really feel like waiting anymore because we're burning this amazing daylight because it's an amazing day. So we're just gonna throw some timing at it. Probably won't hurt anything. I'm probably wrong though, but yeah, we're just gonna time it and get it till where it stops backfiring. Oh. Okay, so as I was about to say, we're gonna throw some timing at it. I made it through to customer service, and I talked to him. And like, Jacob, how long were we on hold for?
40 minutes?
Yeah, and all he said was, "Oh, I don't know what timing to do." Like, it's not his fault. Like, I'm not saying like, "Oh, screw that guy." I'm just saying like we were on hold, and all we had to do was just do the thing we were gonna do anyway. So yeah, we're just gonna throw timing at it now because that was like 45 minutes just sitting around wasting time. So we're gonna throw some more timing at it and see how she does. Hopefully she stops backfiring out of the intake and stops backfiring in general. Okay, so right now she's backfiring like crazy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that exhaust on because we're not running any O2 sensors. So we're gonna pop them on and see if the computer will adjust how much fuel is being thrown in there. Because the fuel pressure regulator doesn't seem to be doing much right now. But yeah, so let's I'm gonna go underneath, I'm gonna throw this exhaust on, we're gonna plug in the O2 sensors, and then we're gonna see if she runs better. We're gonna see if she stops throwing so much gas in there. Because I feel like that's what's happening because we maxed out the advancement on this. If we go any further, she starts to die a little bit. If we go further back, she starts to die a little bit. So this is about the sweet spot there. So yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna throw that underneath the car and we're gonna plug the O2 sensors in, which are right here on each bank, and then we're gonna see if she runs better. She seems to have like a nice throttle response, like she seems responsive. I'm just wondering if it's with the really aggressive cam that that at idle it's not responsive for that first second because it's really low-B, but once there's pressure on it, once there's load on it, she seems to be running a lot better. But she's just backfiring like crazy. Here, I'll show you guys. So yeah, we don't want her backfiring that much. So we're going to go throw that O2 sensor in, and hopefully she doesn't backfire that much anymore.
Okay guys, so we're still f***ing with the timing. It's been like literally 4 hours of just doing this.
Okay, you wanna try it?
It's not going at all, and we don't know what the problem is.
We had it working, but now we don't, and we don't know why, and it's just annoying. Try it.
Oh, am I starting it?
Yeah. Try it. Try it.
Wait, what's the thing on the tune set to?
1?
Is it?
Okay, so we finally got the car running decently well. I don't know if I said we went through a bunch of timing options with the distributor. Looked at the pages for my tune, found that maybe tune number 1 and 2 are bad tunes. It seems like it wants to run properly on the race setting fuel one on number 3. And 4 is just the stock one, and it seems to want to run better on that too. But it needs to run at a higher idle right now, so we just wrapped some duct tape around the little, not electrical tape, around the little throttle bit to keep it up higher. It doesn't want to backfire as much. So this thing needs to get tuned in order to run properly. which
So
is
was it backfired at idle or?
which is no, it wasn't backfiring at idle. But yeah, so we need to tune it either way to get it tuned properly and get it running properly. But we got it to a point where we can unload it at whatever dyno place we decide, and it won't piss off too many people.
No, it's that dinky little.
But yeah, so first I need to eat, and then what I'm probably gonna do is properly wire stuff up, tuck everything away, and start making that dash panel so I can put all the switches, and then let her run for about, well, it's kind of late now, I'll do it tomorrow, run her for about an hour, drain the oil, put the good oil in. So yeah, I'm gonna go eat, because Jacob's hungry, right?
Yeah, it's me. Blame me.
We're the same person. What?
I'm hungry.
He's also hungry, so we're gonna go eat.
I also want to try my stickers.
Yeah, and eat. Bacon.
Yes.